Hi, my name is Billy Krishan. On the Instagram, I am Absolute Reality. Recently, I've been taking photos of the events that have been happening in Washington, D.C. following the murder of George Floyd. There's been so much that's been documented, and I'm grateful to say that these documentations have been passed around. Now, I realized after attending the protest on the first Saturday that it would be easy for our narrative to get skewed. I've already heard us referred to as rioters, looters, and thugs, but really we're just people fighting for justice. We're simply fighting for the life that we are still trying to live. So documenting everything here in Washington, D.C. has been helpful in taking back the narrative, because it's important for people to know where we're coming from. Since posting all of these photos, I've received so much support. Support from Brazil, Amsterdam, Paris, and so many other places expressing support and solidarity for what we are experiencing, which is such a beautiful thing. I've also been receiving donations to go towards the work I've been doing inside of the movement. Already with those donations, I've been able to buy and create kits for the protesters, which included things like milk, water, wipes. I've even been able to get stamps for people with a number to call should you get arrested during the protests. However, the actions of the officer and military personnel have recently been shifting, making the need for things for tear gas relief and other aggression actions coming from their side not as needed. That being said, the cash donations will make it a lot easier for me to adjust to the changes of the movement. So that's where those cash donations have been going to. And if you are interested in donating, the outlets are still open. You also have the option of letting me know specifically where you would like your donation to be spent, whether that be towards my camera equipment, towards protest supplies, or for personal use. You can specify that and I'll be sure to honor it. I'm just one person, but I am working to track all of the donations and sift through where it will be spent, and I will also be really transparent about where I'm putting that money towards in a public way, so that way you know that it is going into the movement. So that being said, if you're interested in donating, that's still open, and I'm working to provide receipts for tax purposes. Now, that being said, I was making kits with those materials that I mentioned before for the protesters, but I realized since things are shifting a little bit, I also want to acknowledge the black lives of the homeless that are out there when we protest. Despite our protesting and despite their situation, they're still experiencing the black experience. They're still experiencing the same injustices that we do, only they also have fewer resources than we have. So when we're out there protesting, I see them all the time, and I would like to make an effort to also assist them, because in this Black Lives Matter movement, it includes all black lives, it includes their black lives. So I would like to begin to use some resources for the people who have been desiring to donate physical items towards items to go towards these kids for the homeless that are also out there fighting for their black lives. That being said, looking at my cheat sheet, that being said, if you are interested in donating items physically, some of the things that I'm looking for include tampons and pads, sanitary wipes, which can be baby wipes or sanitary like Purell wipes, hand sanitizing wipes, cold packs. I found that when we're out protesting, it gets extremely hot, and even though those first aid instant packs are for injuries, it also is a great way to give some relief from the hot day, and I think that that would be good to include in these kits. Smart trips with $5 to $15 or so on them, so that way they have a way to get around. Bandaids and things like that for emergencies, snacks, portable toothbrushes, or not portable, but small toothbrushes, deodorants, face masks, hand sanitizers, and tote bags to put all these in, or reusable bags to put all these in, so that way they can continue to use them once they finish the supplies inside of there. I just realized that I wanted to make sure that they have what they need too, because regardless of whether or not we realize that they are still facing the same exact discriminations. So in my mind, providing these kits will give an opportunity for them to fight the same way we're fighting. Now, some amazing theater companies have stepped forward as drop-off locations, so that way you can drop off any physical things, any physical items that you would like to. And those theaters include Studio Theater, Keegan Theater, and First Stage. If you look in the details of this post, you'll be able to see the times and days in which they will be offering their space for donations. I will be sure to collect the donations each evening to create these kits for the following day. Now, if you'd like to follow the work that I'm doing with the photography, or specifically where these care kits are going, both for the homeless and the care kits for the protests, or in general the work that we're doing inside of the protests, you can via my social medias. On the Facebook, it's under Billy Krishan, Billy like holiday, Krishawn, or via the Instagram under Absolute Reality. I just want to say thank you all so much for everybody who's been fighting, and I mean everybody. The important thing to realize now is that there's not one way to fight this movement. The reason that this is working, the reason that this is effective, the reason that we're seeing change is because everybody is fighting in the way that they can. So what we ask of you is to continue the fight in the ways that you feel you know you can, because it's important. The people in the street are important. The people who are at home sharing items or sharing information and sending donations, that's important. Every bit counts, so continue to do what you need to, or what you feel you can, to support the movement. Also know that we are seeing changes, and this is because we've been out here, we've been consistent, and I hope that we continue until our demands are met. If you're curious about those demands, the NAACP has posted a list of things that they are asking for, and that's a great way to start. So thank you so much in advance for all that you're doing. Really appreciate you, and keep pushing on. Don't forget to take a moment today to do one thing that makes you smile, because everybody needs relief. Thank you so much.